Hello everyone, and welcome to week 12 of English 120. This week we're going to continue to work on our research project. We're going to begin working on our annotated bibliography, which won't be due this week, but it will be due next week. We're going to continue reading In the Valley of the Moon. This week's chapters are quite exciting. The tone's going to change in the novel, and a riot will ensue, so please read carefully and enjoy. This is Book 2, Chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. Read through the end of 9. You'll have 2 assignments this week, a discussion forum where you're going to share a source you find about your topic, and an active reading journal where you will answer some research questions about the chapters we're going to be reading in the Valley of the Moon. And finally, you'll be completing Comp Class Integration of Sources. So just to give you a recap, we're in week 12. Next week is week 13, and that's when your annotated bibliography will be due. For your annotated bibliography, you will need four academic sources. That means 4 sources that you've found using the library. If you don't have access to our library here at school, this is a great topic to bring up to me when we meet in our conferences later this week. So if you have any questions, please make sure you bring them to me, because you will be expected to find 4 very good sources that you think you can use in your paper. So this week we're going to be talking about sources in our discussion forum. So at this point, and by the time you post for our discussion forum, you should be beginning to find a few good sources. Good sources are articles from the databases that we have available to us at Napa or other academic libraries, or books that you've found by scholars on your topic. They can also be accredited websites, sites that have that are written by scholars about your topic. If you have questions about a source, make sure you reach out to me and ask me so I can help you. But basically, they need to be authored sources that have someone who wrote them, who is considered an expert on the topic, or who is a scholar in some way. If you see an author and you don't know anything about them, you can always find out information about that author by searching about them in the library, or just Googling that person and finding out information about them. So once you find one good source that you feel like you could really use, you're going to write down in the discussion forum what your source is and where you found it. You're going to tell us what's the source's agenda. So what is it trying to do on its own terms? If you can remember way back when we were reading What's Wrong with Cinderella, Ornstein definitely had an agenda when she was writing her article. She was writing from a particular perspective. Even scholars write from particular perspectives. What I'd like you to do is try to figure out what is the angle, the person who's writing the article that you're reading. What is it he or she is trying to prove in this paper. Then you want to say what role the source could play in your own paper and how you could use it. Then tell us why is your use of the source appropriate to your research project and your goals. Finally, after you post your own post, I'd like you to read and reply to the posts of at least 3 classmates. Respond to them about the sources they've posted and give them ideas about where you think they might find more sources. You can also provide feedback to them on the topic that they've chosen to write their research project about. As always, you need to post your initial post by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. for full credit. In your active reading journal this week, you're going to be writing about chapters 6, 7, 8, 9 from Book 2 of the Valley of the Moon. And these are some action-packed chapters. So much is happening to Saxon and Billy, including a riot. So I want you to please write a post where you think about everything that's happened in these 4 chapters leading up to the riot that happens in chapter 9. Of particular importance is thinking about what happens in chapter 9 and who throws the first stone and why who throws the stone is important in your opinion. I'd like you to really think about that before you respond to it. All right. For comp class, integration of sources is the research lesson and quiz you'll be taking this week. You need to complete it by the end of the week at 11:59 p.m., Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. And next week we'll be moving back to our annotated bibliography. You'll read through chapter 14 in Valley of the Moon, book 2. We're going to have a discussion forum on how to cite. That means write an MLA citation for just about anything. It's a pretty fun one. That you'll be writing a journal entry about the chapters you'll be reading in Valley of the Moon, and your annotated bibliography is going to be due. So please make sure you find some great sources this week, and you come to me with any questions you have in our conferences, and I really look forward to talking to each and every one of you. All right, see you guys online.